Build systems that work for you. Literally. Um, that's probably the best advice that I've heard to recent date, and it means so much to me that I personally build systems that work and build foundations and structures where I'm able to do exactly what I need to do when I need to do it. And I'll give you an example. When I was in school, um, I always felt like my time was really constricted. I felt like I didn't have enough time to do the things that I wanted to do the things that could get me, like, do my content, do extracurriculars that would help me get to the next level, help me get to where I wanted to be. And I think it's very important that I was able to form these systems and delegate time to those things when I could, but also when I couldn't, having that system built and having a team around me to help me get to that next level was very important. In school, um, I remember specifically in high school, I had AP Stat, sixth period, and oh my goodness, or no, it was fourth period. It was fourth period, and oh my goodness, it was such a difficult class for me, and I didn't need another math credit. So I took AP statistics not needing it, but it would help me for college, right? Because I would have to, you know, I would have a credit for it. Long story short, I still end up taking statistics in college twice because I failed it the first time. But um, one thing I will say is that in high school, I never even wanted to go to college. So the fact that I even took it twice, or and I just realized I ended up taking it twice. I failed it the first time I took it, not because I wasn't smart enough, and I passed it in high school. Not because I wasn't smart enough, just because I didn't care to apply myself. That's really all it was. But back to me in high school, I didn't care I didn't care about statistics. I didn't care about anything that that class had to offer me. And because I didn't care, I had amazing friends in there that let me use answers off them. No, not gonna lie. I delegated that task, that homework to them, those tests to them, and I was able to succeed because of that. I was able to delegate my time to stream or make videos or do other stuff when I was home. So that way I didn't have to worry. I would come to class every day and they would have the answers for me. I'm not saying that you should cheat. I'm not saying that's not the point of this. The point isn't to cheat, but the point is to build systems that work for you. That system was something that I created, not even knowingly, unconsciously created that system so that way I could go home and edit. I could go home and make videos. I could go home and do things that I cared about to get me to that next level. And I feel like, for one, I'm very grateful and appreciative of my friends that allow me, what I'm saying, to use their answers and things of that nature. But all throughout my college career, the reason I was failing college, I've never failed any classes, I've never had bad grades, anything like that. The reason that I failed college initially, my freshman year, I almost failed out of college. Had like a 1.9 GPA coming into my sophomore year. The reason I almost failed out of college was because I did not have systems that worked for me. I did not have systems that I was using or that I created to have structure. I didn't have anyone to delegate any work to anymore. And I didn't have people that I could sit down and do homework with and genuinely learn what I'm saying? Because I never had a problem with learning. I never never struggled with learning. That was never the issue. My issue was I didn't have systems in place that worked for me. So after my freshman year of almost failing out, sophomore year, I realized I had to take it a little bit more seriously. I had to develop systems that worked for me. ChatGPT, part of my team. One thing that helped me throughout my college career, ChatGPT. Any class that required too much of my time, because mind you, I'm still streaming every day. Actually my sophomore year I didn't, but I still got good grades throughout my sophomore year. My junior year, I streamed almost every single night consistently, at least for 2 hours. Every single night I was streaming, had some type of content. I had an editor at that time. So I'm going to school full time. I have a job. And at that time, I was talking to somebody, whatever, make time for them. I still have to go to work, so I have money. Still have to go to school, still have to go to class because I'm in classes now in my junior year. If you don't show up, guess what? They're going to drop you from the class. So what did I do? I delegated time. I got an editor, so that way I didn't have to sit down and edit videos all the time. I delegated my time and built systems. ChatGPT, any work that took me more than 30 minutes, I was uninterested in. And that's just me. I don't want to sit down and do this busy work that you have me doing. That's not for me. I've always been like that. I've always been like that. So ChatGPT helped me do these longer assignments, and guess what? It got to the point where I was sitting down in my classes, in the classes that I could work ahead in. I would sit down, 2, 3, 4 days and do all my work for the rest of the semester. For the rest of the semester, didn't have to worry about any homework or quizzes or anything like that. Of course, you take the quiz in class, but I'm not worried about it because guess what? It's already done. And in the classes that I was in, I knew people. So guess what? We're forming teams. We're working together so that way we can pass tests. That way we can pass quizzes. That way we don't have to each just go based off of our own information to pass. We worked as a team to pass. And guess what? Having my team in my class, having my editor, having ChatGPT for homework, delegating all these different tasks to different things took the stress off of me completely. My junior year was probably my easiest year in college. Even though those are some of my hardest classes, it was probably my easiest year in college. Because I wasn't stressing about my time. I wasn't stressing about anything I didn't need to stress about. It's because I built systems that made sense. I built systems that benefited me. And I think it's very important early on that you build systems that work for you. In any new endeavor that you want to start, build systems. Build systems, build systems, build systems, build systems, build systems. I'm telling you, it's very important that you do so that way, for one, you have structure. You don't have to stress about your structure, and you can always tweak it. If it's not working for you, change it. Life is literally what you make it. So if you allow yourself to be stressed, you'll be stressed. I didn't want to be stressed anymore. So guess what I built? I built systems to not be stressed anymore, to have more time, to make more money. I advise you do the same thing. And like I said, for school, you don't necessarily have to cheat. I just didn't care. It wasn't important enough to me to take it seriously, so I'm not. The things that I take seriously, my TikTok, that's something I've taken pretty seriously over the past year, and I haven't even perfected my system for that, which I'll probably do I'll probably do it after this video, actually, now that I brought it to my attention. But it's very important that you build systems. Relationships revolve around systems. Everything that you see revolves around systems. Everything that you do revolves around some type of habitual system that was created. Let that sink in, though. Let that sink in. Expand your mind and think about the things you do day to day that could be improved, things that can be optimized. It doesn't have to be cheating. It doesn't have to be a shortcut. There are shortcuts available. And in life, they tell you, oh, don't shortcut life, don't cheat life. But I'm not going to lie. Cheating, the shortcuts, they're created so that you can navigate easier. It's simply like that. If you choose to use it or not, it's up to you. But if you have a focus on something that doesn't necessarily require school or doesn't necessarily require, you know what I'm saying, uh, the X factor that you don't care about, then do away with it completely. The less that you have to stress about, the less that you put on your plate, the better off you'll be in the long run anyway. Like, I think that's just the best way to accomplish and have set clear goals. Remove all the bone, the gristle, the cartilage, and keep the tender meat, bro. Keep the tender meat. Pause. But on a real note, I think that is something that you should definitely do with your life. That's something that you should definitely think about and fine tune so that way you can run more efficiently as a person and make your life easier. And then if you have a set framework or you have a system that works and you can apply it to multiple different things, oh my goodness, your life could run so smoothly if you let it. I think it's very important to focus on what's right in front of you first and then go out, start fixing other things. But yeah, that's all I got. Let me know if you enjoy content like this.